Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Santa Banks, and you're watching a brand new episode of Who's That Cosplayer on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And joining me today is somebody that is really cool. Y'all know that your boy loves Sailor Moon, and that is YaYa Cosplay. YaYa, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Hey, I am doing fantastic. You know, Santa Banks is here. I got to deliver gifts this holiday. We're going into the Great Gingerbread War, and I'm glad that you're here with me today.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm here too. I like, the Santa Big, so
Hey,
doing
you know
good.
what it is, man. You know, Santa Banks. It's like I'm not from the North Pole, I'm from the South Pole. So I appreciate you being here with me. So before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And as D always says, podcast link down below in the description. Like, follow, subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into the interview, y'all. So the first question that I ask each and every guest up here is, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one. So tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, so my name's YaYa. I started cosplaying in 2018, which the more I get into the cosplay scene, I kind of find that it's very common. I started off with Halloween. So it was Halloween 2018. My friends were throwing a Halloween party, and I was coming off of the Dragon Ball Super had just ended. So I, was trying to find a cool Halloween costume. And that year I decided I wanted to just go all out and just do Vegeta's Saiyan armor, like his OG Saiyan armor. So I went all out. I looked up how to do foam and I, created it. And I think after that, I liked it. I've always been a pretty creative person, and I always liked to do art and stuff. So I kind of was like, why am I just waiting for Halloween to come around when I can do this whenever I want?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. And I hear that from so many cosplayers. It's like that's kind of like our gateway into getting into cosplay. And like you said, it's just like, why do I have to wait once a year to dress up when I can do it whenever? And also to piggyback off of the Dragon Ball Super talk, because I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. You can see the Funko Pops in the background. Your boy has them up there. But I want to let everybody that's watching know, you can check out our interviews with Kyle Hebert, who voices Gohan on Dragon Ball Super, Linda Young, who voices Frieza in Dragon Ball Z, and then Christopher Dontrell Piper, who voices Dispo in Dragon Ball Super. All of those interviews are up here on YouTube, so check them out. But back to our interview, YaYa. I just think that it's awesome that, Halloween was what led you to wanting to get into cosplay. So I want to ask you now, what was the first con that you went to? How was that experience for you?
So I'm actually a baby con goer. My first con was actually this year. It was Geekdom Con in Audubon Oaks, Pennsylvania. It was just last minute thing. We were out the night before, and this guy, he was wearing a Demon Slayer shirt, and we complimented his shirt, and he was like, hey, well, there's a convention this weekend, come check out my booth. And so last minute, I was like, oh, well, yeah. So we went to that con, and that was my very first one, and I liked it a lot because it wasn't huge. I was just at Anime NYC, so it was still a really great con, but it wasn't overwhelming. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. I met a lot of great people, and I think it was a great way to enter the con world, because it got me just got my foot in the door, and it showed me how great people are. And I was a little nervous because I come from a Hispanic family, so when I cosplay, a lot of them are like, okay, that's weird. And a lot of my friends, really not many of my friends watch anime or anything. So I think it was really cool to actually go into the community and see, kind of be just in a place where you're accepted, and it's the norm to dress up, you're not being judged or anything. So it just felt really welcoming, and I really enjoyed it. Then after I did the one, I just continued to want to do more.
Yeah. So something I want to piggyback off of, is you said that, you know, your family, your friends, they're not really in the anime like that. But I want to know, you know, since you started going to cons and cosplaying, and, you know, you were even a guest at a convention, like, did that kind of persuade them to like, hey, I want to go to a con and check it out? Or, you know, maybe I should give this anime thing a try? Like, because, you know, it's just like sometimes people see stuff and you inspire them or motivate them to do something. So is that something that happened once you started doing this?
I have convinced a few friends to kind of check it out, but still a lot of them are kind of on the like, oh, I don't know side of things, which, you know, to each their own. I think everyone should try at least watching anime, like, you know, or even going to conventions. It's fun, you know, you get to meet the voice actors. Like I said, I was just at Anime NYC. We met Bryce Papenbrook, which, you know, he's always been someone on my list. So I was really excited. And yeah, I hope that as time goes on, I'll have more friends and family jumping onto the anime and convention train. Fingers crossed.
Hey, fingers crossed, pinkies up. That's what we say over here, man. So I want to ask you now, like, what was it like being a guest at a convention? You know, being a guest myself at you know, conventions this year and, you know, years that have passed, and, you know, interviewing people that have been guests at cons. I feel like we all look at it like it's a really fun and huge experience because we get to meet so many people and we get to show off, you know, our cosplays and, you know, inspire others. Like, how was that like for you? Did you ever think that you would be a guest at a convention?
Definitely not. It was really cool. It was amazing. I was so nervous because I didn't really know I was going to do it until the night before or like 2 nights before. So I didn't know what to expect or even where to start. So it was actually really cool because they put me in contact with another cosplayer, Sci-Fi Cosplay. Shout out. It's like Sci-Fi was amazing. You know, I was able to get so much information and was able to set up my booth and everything because I didn't know what to expect. So they really set me up, and you know, I liked it a lot. I think for me, it was a little hard because I love walking around at cons. So it's kind of like, you know, like I still wanted to like go explore and see everything. So I try to like take turns with my partner, and, you know, he would sit at, you know, like my table and I would go walk around, or we'd like flip if possible. But it was great. I was really honored that I was able to do that. You know, it's just like kind of starting off. It was kind of intimidating, but I was really happy. I met so many great cosplayers that day and that weekend. So it was great. I'm glad that I was able to meet so many mutuals and talk to so many people. Yeah, it was really a good experience.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. And, you know, just like how you said, sometimes it can be hard to get away from your table, or, you know, just wanting to be able to walk around and talk to so many people. And, you know, it's like I think about that because like somebody had just recently asked me if I wanted to be a guest at a con. And I'm like, yo, I done already made plans with my friends to, you know, do these cosplay groups and stuff like that. And I'm just like, if I'm a guest at a con, I'm not going to be able to leave my table and walk around with them. So how are we going to do this? So those are the things that you have to think about if you are going to be a guest at a convention. But, you know, I'm happy that you were able to, you know, have that experience. And, you know, I fingers crossed, pinkies up, that you continue to have more experiences like that, because it's so fun. It's just so fun meeting people. Same thing, like meeting mutuals and all that stuff. So I love that. So now I want to ask you, because, you know, the cosplays that you've done, they're really amazing. You know, I seen your Shigo, I seen your Nezuko. It's like I can go on. Your Silk Spider that just popped up on the screen behind me. Goro. I'm really hoping the one that I'm about to say is going to pop up. There she is. Mexican Sailor Moon. Oh my God. Yes. I saw the video online and I was just like, yo, like, I just love what you did with that cosplay. And, you know, I always love when, you know, cosplayers, they put something like their own spin or take on a costume. Like, you know, with me being Black, like, you know, I love seeing, you know, when Black girls make the Sailor Moon cosplays, you know, like African themed and stuff like that. And I just think that that's really dope. And to see that you did a Mexican themed Sailor Moon cosplay, it's really original. It's really dope. I had never seen it before. So I got to ask you, like, what was the inspiration? Like, why did you want to do that with your Sailor Moon cosplay?
Who's that cosplayer?
It's Lila. Lila.
Yeah, so it's really funny because I was just on TikTok one day, and this band put a cover. It was Easy Band. Mm-hmm. They put a cover of Sailor Moon, but it's banda style. So it's like, you know, Hispanic banda. And so originally as soon as I heard the song, I thought to myself, I have to do a Mexican Sailor Moon. But originally I just got Sailor Moon's cosplay. Like, I just got her regular cosplay, and, you know, I got her hair, I got the wig and everything. And I was just going to do Sailor Moon, just dancing to the music. And then when I got her cosplay, I looked at it and I was just like, no, like, this is the perfect opportunity to do something else with it. So I kind of went through a few concepts before I finally landed on this one. And I thought that this one was kind of the best because, you know, my family's from Mexico. So I wanted, you know, I ran it like by my mom. I've like shown it to my grandma, and, you know, I was like, I want it to be traditional looking, and I want it to be, you know, something to pay respect to my culture. So that's how I ended up kind of doing the whole look. So it kind of took a lot of backing from, you know, my family to come up with the whole design in itself. But it all started just because of a TikTok, you know, with Easy Band. So shout out to them, because yeah, I heard it and I was going to go with one concept, but then I'm happier with this concept.
That's awesome. I love that. And I love that, you know, you had the support of your family on, you know, doing this and, you know, making it something that you love and like turning it into your own thing. And, you know, mad props, pinkies up to you for doing that. I think that that's really cool. Now, you know, we got to talk about Sailor Moon. Now, is Sailor Moon, is she your favorite Sailor Guardian, or is there somebody else on the squad that you like more?
So Usagi, Sailor Moon, I love her because she's like my spirit animal, kind of a crybaby sometimes. Never wants to get up in the mornings. But Sailor Pluto is probably my favorite. Okay. I love the look. And I have Sailor Pluto herself, but I just love the look of her scout uniform.
Yeah. No, I love Sailor Pluto. I love like Sailor Mars, like, because me and my friends, we've talked about doing a Sailor Moon cosplay group. We were going to do gender bent versions of the Sailor Scouts. And I'm just like, yo, I'm doing Sailor Mars. Like, that's my girl. I love her. It's like when they introduced her. And you want to know something that's crazy too? I can't remember what. I was watching some movie on Hulu, and you know, like on Hulu, sometimes it'll just autoplay something, and it ended up playing Sailor Moon. And I was just like, wow, I haven't watched Sailor Moon since I watched it when I was a kid. And I want to say, like, I just put it on and I got 10 episodes in, which was crazy. I never turned it off. And I was just like, man, it's just so awesome just reliving watching Sailor Moon again. And when I saw Sailor Mars, I was like, yes. I love Sailor Mars. And you know, I do want to give a shout out real quick because with me being a Sailor Moon fan, you know, I have interviewed some of the voice actors that were on Sailor Moon, and you guys can check out their interviews. They are up on our YouTube. Amanda C. Miller, who voices Sailor Jupiter in the new Sailor Moon Crystal series. Susan Roman, who is the OG Sailor Jupiter, which I thought was really cool because we interviewed both Sailor Jupiters. Her interview is on the channel. Ron Rubin, who voiced Artemis, his interview is up here on the channel. And then Robert Boxstall, who voiced I'm having a brain fart. Prince Damon, I believe that's his name. Did I say that right?
Prince Damon?
Yes. No. I think I'm wrong. Y'all are gonna attack.
Don't attack me. I haven't watched Sailor Crystal.
Yeah, hold on, y'all. I'm about to look up the name. Give me 1 second. Let's see. I think it is Prince Damon. Let me see. We all make mistakes when we're giving shout outs. Don't come after me, y'all. Of course, like I got him pulled up, and Prince Diamond. There we go. Prince Diamond. That's who he was. Yeah, close enough. But yes, we interviewed all those people from Sailor Moon. Go check that out. And so we're getting close to the end of the interview. Like I said, YaYa, the Great Gingerbread War is approaching us. I gotta know, what is one of your fondest memories that you have from Christmas? You know, if there was a certain gift that you had got when you were younger, or if there was like a favorite moment where you went out Christmas caroling or something like that. What do you got for me?
My favorite Christmas memory is spending it in Mexico with my family. Oh, this was like years ago, but oh my gosh, I was probably only like 9 or 10. But we all went to Mexico, and I remember my grandma, she has like a house on the hill, and it's like on the top. So we all had like the sparklers. And I don't know, something about just being in Mexico over the holiday is so just like an experience in itself. But I always look back on that because at the time, like I have a huge family, like I think I have like 40 cousins. But I think back on that time, and it's just, I remember my family just being close together. You know, everybody was still young. So it's just a really fond memory. So that's my favorite Christmas memory. Just spending the holidays with my family in Mexico was the best.
That's awesome. Like I really love that, man. You know, being surrounded by family during the holidays, it's always an amazing feeling. And especially when you get older too. I know you said that you were younger, but when you're older and you spend time with your family that you haven't seen in so long. I remember Thanksgiving last year, me and my cousin, we were over at my uncle's house and we were playing Super Nintendo. And I was like, bro, like I remember when we were kids and you know, we would sit around the TV and play Super Nintendo. Now we're adults and it's like going down memory lane. So I think that that's an amazing, you know, Christmas memory. And I love that you shared that story with us. So one final question before we wrap this thing up. What are some things that you love to do when you're not cosplaying?
Yeah, so some things I love to do. I love to snowboard. I'm a Colorado girl, so snowboarding, huge into snowboarding. I love digital art, so when I can, I love to just sit there and I'll draw for hours. When I want to say I'm a huge gamer, but honestly, like I'll game, but I will sit and play The Sims for like days, not even hours. Like I will play The Sims for days. So that's just some extra stuff that I like to do, but yeah.
I love that. And you know, and ending it with The Sims. When I was younger and I had first played The Sims, I think it was The Sims 1. That's showing my age. But it was The Sims 1, and I remember at the time we had dial-up internet, and I had just got a computer after playing it over at my friend's house all the time, and I found out that you could download like anime characters, video game characters. Like I had the Inuyasha crew all living in one house, and they had Pikachu as a pet, and it was just so wild. And I remember I was playing all day, and my mom had came home, and she was just like, I've been calling here all day and the line has been tied up. And I was just like, Mom, like I was downloading like all these anime characters on The Sim. My mom took the computer out of my room, disconnected the internet, and deleted everything off of I was just like, bro,
oh my gosh,
I downloaded all that stuff and you telling me you got rid of it? Like Inuyasha and Kagome just had a baby and you telling me you got rid of it? But see, back then, you know, of course I didn't think that Inuyasha and Kagome was gonna have a baby, but then where we are now, they got a kid and they got a new anime called Yashahime. And
I saw that. I haven't watched it yet. I have to watch it because I've seen spoilers from it, but I'm like, I have to watch it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Because I was getting hyped because it's just like now I'm sitting here thinking about it. And we interviewed, and final shout out, y'all. We interviewed Kira Buckland, who voices Kira Buckland doesn't voice Inuyasha's daughter. It's Morgan Berry. I'm sorry, but yeah, we interviewed 2 of the cast members for Yashahime. One of them is Inuyasha's daughter. The other one is Shisomaru's daughter. I can't remember. Don't kill me, please. Thank you, YaYa, for joining me up here. I was getting hyped
thank
up.
you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
It was fun having you up here, YaYa. Let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Space Cowgirl YaYa. That's kind of where my main platforms are right now.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much for joining me up here. Y'all make sure that y'all go give YaYa a follow on all of their social media accounts. Y'all already know where you can find your hero Santa Banks at KingBenji_Banks on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. The Great Gingerbread War is approaching us. I need all the troops to get ready. Like I always say, keep that pinky up, stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.